And it does mean that they're going to lack flashes, and they're also going to lack, you know, the power of the Trailblazer, which can be another info gathering tool alongside of the Silver utility. So they're stacking a little bit of utility, but they're getting a little bit more explosiveness.
Well, it is time, ladies and gents, for the grand finals to get started and kicked off. As you said before, XSET starting on the defense side, and a fair few upgraded pistols are already coming into play. It looks like it's going to be an A split hit, trying to take control over Showers. The flash is good, forces away a couple of those defenders, and now PK can take control.
Indeed, they can start trying to exercise this push onto the A site, and they do get the entry onto Zekin as well. They're clearing all their close corners. Cryo going to try to infiltrate through the toxic screen, but Scuba is too prepared. That's going to be easy pickings, but Aaron, he's starting to wrench in things, Vince.
Oh, two massive classic kills. Keeps them in this round, albeit on low HP. 34, about to get wide swung. Frenzy sprays him to the cranium. Down he goes. They're getting flanked, though, in the meanwhile from Showers, but I'm pretty sure they've heard that shock dart is good. Not good enough to finish off the frag, but there is depth from range with the classic. And Ziff, who was weakened, has now been finalized. Flash on point, spray not quite there, as Ban narrowly misses out on the kill. And how important that could end up being. Depth loses his head, and now BCJ has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he will crumble to the frenzy of Ban.
Yeah, good kind of mix of play there from both teams, really. I liked how XSET worked together to clear out Ziff, who was playing close to Showers. Good combination of shock darts, and then Def being able to get the kill from Heaven. You're liking their chances, but then in the 2v2, Knights stick together. They make that U-Haul push. They isolate Def, pick up on that frag, and basically put BCJ in an impossible scenario. And so they will capitalize here with the 1-0 lead. They'll upgrade their weapons. We do see Def picking up the Marshall. And he was looking hot with the Marshall in the semifinals on Breeze.
Right here.
So we'll see if he can keep that form up.
Deploying drone.
I'll drone out. Gravity Well trying to displace the defenders, but instead they overextend, they get punished. It's 2 kills back to back and no damage inflicted really to XSET. They get away from this one.
Indeed they do. I think a little bit now of snakebite damage will catch Zek, and he gets the boombot drop, but it doesn't really land the mark as a shock dart comes in to take him out. Spike gets planted. PK still a man down, but that may change. Hold the phone though. Cryo with the classic for 2.
Oh, as if he's in so much trouble. Stuck on the site. They know where he is. He's low. He's been finished off by Depth, and that's going to be the 1-1. XSET bounce straight back in. Not just that. With 4 players they can upgrade weapons with.
Yeah, that's big. They're going to get some free Spectres here, maybe even a free Bulldog or 2 that might have been out there. I mean, pretty much everything that they want is going to be inside the site or over towards Garden. So, yeah, just Def again showing us that form with the Marshall. Zekin with the bait and switch off the Frenzy inside Hookah, and it's just death by 1,000 paper cuts, really. That's a big win for XSET, and Knights, they're going to be devastated by that. That's the round you want to win. You know you come in as the underdog. XSET have all this talent, all this form, all these results, and you feel like, okay, we got Pistol's chance to build something early, and all of a sudden XSET causes a massive disturbance, and now they're the ones sitting up top.
Revealing area.
Well, you said to yourself that XSET would have no qualms about playing Bind, would be happy about this outcome, and a great start as well is instantly put the Knights on the back foot. Aldrone plus Guiding Light will afford some long control, but 2 players. Information has been attained by the Knights at least, and they're not too deterred by this. They're still pushing up. Aldrone in return, bit of damage done, but an overextension from Cryo gets punished by the Vandal of Ban.
He wasn't expecting to face that many people when he swung out wide. Now BCJ's a little bit stuck here inside guard, and he's trying to hold his ground. He's smoked off from any support, but he's trying to stay here, and he will get the kill. And now he can start fading away, and with the fadeaway jumper onto a couple of players on his way out, now XSET just start mopping up. It's only Ziff standing with the Sheriff against 3 of XSET. Spike not in his control, and while he's got some time, that's really the only thing on his side.
Yeah, the only thing to be optimistic about is it's 40 seconds, but that is going to quickly cut in half as he slowly moves his way up on the B-long side. Spike in the eyes. There are weapons around him as well, including a Vandal. A shock dart was not too far off. BCJ has the angle covered, though. And even if he doesn't land the kill, he just shoulder peeks, calls the information, relays it to his teammates. There is a fast rotation available, but Aaron has read this perfectly and meets him with the Spectre. You'll get denied, though. Unlucky.
Unlucko. That's a one-way door. He cannot get to that Vandal. But I'm sure he's not too worried about that, as Cryo will have the operator already to do some sniping. They'll keep the 2 Spectres and the 2 rifles in play. Full buy back here for Knights. Economy is very fragile, though, Vince. If they were to lose this, XSET could really go on a run and start building up a big lead here early. As when you think about Bind, I mean, XSET wins over 65% of their defensive rounds. You know, I've seen a lot of 8 or more round has out of them on this map, so they're already on pace. Knights need to be very careful here.
A huge part of that may very well be Gangsta. He's been consistently good over the duration of the Nursery Gamer Winter Champs, and they may be called upon again. Ziff, as ever, in middle with the Rays. Very good at holding out the hookah position. Guiding Light does nothing. Does at least let them know that there's no player to the tight right. They have fell prey to this position before.
Yeah, pretty default opening here from Knights. Again, that is why you pick Raised on Bind. Her Boombot is so good at clearing out hookah, giving you that map control to set up a potential B split, or at least feint it, keep defenders interested, use it to set up A plays later. But because they have Cryo in such an aggressive position on short A, XSET's able to safely keep 3 players stacked at B for defense. And while Knights are starting to establish some control here into hookah, they're up against as stout of a defense as it gets with 3 players already here. However, Cryo's been pushed off short. This causes a rotation. This might be the opening Knights need.
30 seconds left.
Have the Spectre up close with the paint shells. May very well deal the fatal damage. Not required. Phantom sprays through both BCJ, Aaron, and now Zeken additionally. And that rotation was in such a rough position in the round, and they've been punished. Knights bounce back with authority and are looking good to tie us up at 2 apiece. There's no real chance for XSET to even get close here.
Yeah, they're looking to save that operator on Cryo. I'm not sure what weapon Def has, but could be a rifle, so saving these 2 weapons, not a bad idea. And as you said, it just all comes down to the timing of that rotation. You know, Cryo was feeling enough pressure at short A to think that maybe they were backing off and looking to set up shop at A. And that caused them to have to call for some support, and that left that little timing there for Knights to exploit on the B site, and they did in a big, big way. Very clean on the entries. Barely even lost health, honestly, coming into that site. Really good fragging work there from the team of the Pittsburgh Knights, and that'll tie things right back up at 2 apiece. Granted, XSET weren't fully invested in there. They did have a couple of Spectres, so they weren't at their most optimal level, I guess you could say, as far as firepower. Now that will no longer be the case. They're ready to go. No ults are going to be in play still, though, as everyone is at least 1 or 2 orbs away from that being in play. Ban already spent the Seekers in the previous round. And so, here we go. A tight race to kick things off. But this is Knight's real big test. You know, this is XSET fully equipped.
That's very true. Knights also are fully equipped themselves, so it's going to be an interesting bloodbath that takes shape here. Shower's already under control from the attackers. Pushing out, they spot players on the tight right side. That will be a snake bite, plus the paint shells. Depth out of the position, gets finished off by a stray cluster from the paint shells. Massive opening for the Knights, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down. They're rushing straight in. Gangster will decapitate Zeken through the boxes and looks to try and turn his attention over on Lamps. The damage has already been inflicted, but Aaron is really making a go of this round. He's keeping this one in a 3-on-3.
Yeah, indeed, and he's got Viper's Pit that he can drop to help this retake along, perhaps. As Aaron's looking for a little bit more here, sliding out. Will he drop the ult, or will he hold on to it? That's the question, and yeah, there it is. Ult going down. This is going to give more cover for XSET, making it tough on Knights to kind of get a read of the lay of the land. But, oh, Aaron falls so quickly, and now that utility is gone.
Oh, Viper's Pit just thrown into the wind. Blows back in the face of XSET. And in doing so, it may be another save. There's not enough time.
Right.
They have an operator. They have a Vandal. No reason to throw these away. That means that Knights will regain the lead again.
Yeah, they just got such a great little opening bit of information with that Trailblazer out shower. Spotting Def boosted, and this making sure he had no escape. I mean, look at this. Trailblazer comes out. Oh, hi there, Def. And then Snakebite comes in. Paint Shell comes in. Def just has no way out. And that's going to give a big entry. Also, somewhere along the way, Zeken got blipped. I don't know if it was a recon bolt or what it was, or maybe the owl drone darted him. Either way, Zeken gets spammed, and that's just 2 clean entries. Aaron did a good job, you know, putting it back into contest with his 2, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Knights do take that lead. They have 2 ults now coming into this round. Def does have Cosmic Divide, and they're still able to full buy on XSET.
Yeah, the importance of saving those 2 weapons at the end does afford them to just force another one. The Knights, though, look so sharp, so aggressive. Guiding Light out. Gets destroyed instantly. Aldrone also thrown in. They spot 2 players up on the B side. Information gathered, and now the Knights looking to try and make moves towards Hookah. They have Raze already there, laid in wait.
I have the spike.
And we could see that Knights are looking to test the waters at A here pretty quickly. A little bit more of a stacked defense for XSET over towards the opposite side of the map, and so a timing may be here. But Aaron's done a pretty good job, I feel like, at short A, oftentimes getting a couple of kills and keeping his team in the hunt. But now he's stuck in a tough spot here at Closet. Puts the snake bite down, puts back up the toxins, but still gets found out by Ziff, and Knights are getting some clean entries yet again. Zekin from the grave with a double, thanks to the paint shells, and that gives XSET a slight lifeline, but they still are certainly behind in the round.
The martyrdom with the paint shells does get them in, as you say, but that door is only slightly ajar and could be slammed in their face shut at any given moment. Ban with the operator watching down on the short side. Depth is there, and he will not miss. And in doing so, this round feels like it's falling into place. Sure, PCJ may not get concussed from the Trailblazer, but it catches his position, and our 2 players in the lamps. Time is running dry, and he has to back off and save. The Knights, again, looking razor sharp on their attack rounds. They're making this look easy, Dust. And keep in mind, in this last one, it took a beyond the grave paint shells to take 2 of them out. Otherwise, this would have been a landslide round.
Yeah, we're really seeing Knights pick up the pace in these last few rounds, really just oppressing XSET with these quick plays. They're also syncing their abilities really well to add to that explosiveness, and you can see Abra just gets stuck in such a tough spot, and Cryo goes down again. Zekin pretty quick to fall as well, and so some of the heavy hitters for XSET are kind of being canceled out very early on in these rounds, and now, finally, XSET starting to suffer a couple of repercussions here. I think they're 1 orb away from Cryo having Blade Storm, so that might be a priority. The rest of them will be able to rifle up around that. You can see Cryo is indeed going for that orb, and he will get it, so he will be able to get the blades out. So that does make this almost pretty much a full buy for XSET. Look at this fake, though. Look at this. They've bit down on him hard.
Man. Yeah, 4 plays, double rotation, and now they're realizing too little too late. But Cryo, with the razors, gives free haircuts to 2 oncoming Knights as they try and push through Hookah, and that over-rotation has not been punished, and it's all down to Cryo.
Yeah, again, Cryo is just one of the sharpest jets we have in an A right now. He's looked so good on that agent for XSET this year. He's been such a big pickup for them. Makes a big play to save them from what could have been a rough timing. As we are going to see the rest of the night try to gather back up and hit into U-Haul. Def is here. He'll be the early alert system. Can he bring anybody with him? No. Van gets the clean entry. Knights, though, still a man down, and now XSET know what they're up against and start making those rotations as the spike goes down.
Try and make this as costly as possible. Showstopper up and over. Yields the kill onto the ban, but not in time to stop the plant. And now Cryo needs to go above and beyond again. 3 kills in the round. Can he pick up a 4th? They know where he is roughly, but Gangster's in so much trouble. Paint shells around him. Does a fatal damage down to 18 HP, but still alive. Still in the fight. Still kicking, and takes another with him. So even though the Knights lose the round, XSET takes so many casualties again. But Cryo, what a round from him.
Yeah, brilliant round. That is absolutely true. But you're right. They did lose a lot along the way. A lot of rebuying has to happen, and their economy wasn't in the best shape. So I'll be curious to see what they can come up with. But yeah, just Cryo getting that orb early, again, puts a stop to this bounce back towards A, or B rather, and then makes the rotation to finish the job. Great little play here from him and Aaron to double face Gangsta, not really give him a chance to really isolate the 1v1s, and Cryo will be able to afford an operator, and XSET do just about get a full buy. It's just Aaron on the Spectre, but now Knights has 4 ults, Vince, and Ban's not too far off one as well. They're going to be packing a wallop on this round.
Yeah, it's such a good point. It's like, well done, XSET. You got yourselves back to 3-4, but now your economy's on the brink, and you also only have 1 ult at your disposal. And they're going to make the most of it. There's the Cosmic Divide down straight away, alongside Poison Cloud and a Guiding Light for good measure. Trailblazer, Showstopper, and also the Hunter's Fury. Everything's being tossed into this round, as you'd expect. Hunter's Fury is good for 1, as Gangsta will snipe Aaron. And the Showstopper, although it does make up ground, it won't be taking any kills with it.
Yeah, Spike get to be planted, though. BCJ with the counter Hunter's Fury does get a tag onto Ziff, looking for more through short. Not going to find it, but they have slowed down. things just a little bit here for Knights. They've committed Viper's Pit onto A, so they want to plant inside of it, obviously, but XSET's done a pretty good job disrupting this and making them feel a little bit unsettled. They've left BCJ behind as well to make sure there isn't going to be that rotation B. Spike indeed does finally go down inside the Viper's Pit. Cryo takes a couple of shots through, trying to connect, but will not hit the mark. Looking for Ziff now towards U-Haul, perhaps, as he starts walking forward. Knights, though, catches BCJ. That's a big one.
He threw so much into this round, and so far, so good. Cryo, again, is a threat. But he's been spotted, and his teammate, his partner in crime, the IGL depth has been put 6 foot under. That means that this round is a done deal, and he may not even have the luxury of saving the operator. Hell of a shot, though. I thought Gangsta had him dead to rights. It will mean that Knights take a 5th round regardless, however.
Yeah, and another insult to injury is that Def spent Cosmic Divide there. He was trying to slice the Viper's Pit in half and give XSET a way to approach site, but just as soon as he dropped it, he lost a couple of teammates before they could really do anything with it. So kind of a wasted ult, which is going to be unfortunate for XSET. The other big thing is they only have the 2 weapons here. Or really just one. BCJ decides just to go for Sheriff. Same with Def. It's all going to be on Cryo with this operator. He's going to have to make a play. That's the only thing that XSET really have in this one. Maybe you catch a couple of Sheriff headshots, but you really have to just put even more weight on Cryo's shoulders. Looks like he wants to get aggressive at short A, or short B rather, towards Market and see if he can make something happen. They absolutely need him to get a pick and get away for free.
Absolutely. Yep, this is so important. And there's 2 players down there, one of which is raised. Ziff in the corner. One tight right as well. He is overextending so hard that Boombot could be a problem, but the frenzy is there to help him out, and somehow the 2 teams just pass by one another, sign the truce fire, the ceasefire I should say, and the truce, and everything kind of just falls into place. No one actually dies in that incursion, strangely enough.
And Zekin was kind of covering Cryo's push. Shuts down the Boombot, puts Knights to a halt. Knights do know that Cryo has an operator, so they're trying to navigate things carefully here. They're being pretty patient. The big thing is Aaron's actually pushed out A vents. It means that they can 4-stack on B on the XSET side of things, which gives them a hope despite having lower firepower. Cryo again going, looking, misses the shot, is able to get away yet again as Seekers go out. And they're still getting halted here, Knights, but now they start finding their entries.
Yeah, this is where things should fall into place nicely. The upper hand in terms of the firepower, flexing its arsenal of weaponry, and the Knights looking to steamroll ahead to a 6-3. Sure, only 1 player fully invested into this round. That was Cryo. Everyone else should have weapons. But it's not looking particularly good here as BCJ goes in, connects the headshot.
Player standing.
And then Ziff answers back with 2 of his own. Aaron will not get any further. Excitement as PK do take the 6th round and XSET on the back foot again.
Indeed they are, though again, they didn't really invest into that one, so they should be able to buy up here. Also, that op that Cryo had was a saved one, so they should have some economy back here. But yeah, they do need to talk things out, figure out an adjustment, because right now, they're kind of just getting bulldozed. Again, I feel like Knights are just playing a very up-tempo attack, and they're starting to catch some good timing windows, and again, some clean entries, and things are going well for them.
Oh, they certainly are. So that tactical has been enforced. And the Knights, the other aspect of the Knights that I've really enjoyed here, Dust, is that they've been very versatile. You know, we've seen them go for these fast bathroom hits, we've seen them go through short, we've seen them go up long, through hookah. Very fast, slow the pace down a lot. They're really keeping XSET on their tiptoes. I don't feel like any of this is telegraphed. None of it is obvious. They're not giving any tells. It's really well played.
Oh, it certainly is. I think they're finally kind of starting to get around some of the things that XSET were doing. You know, XSET early on was being a little bit proactive on the extremities, and they were able to get some picks and kind of slow down Knights. And, you know, now you're seeing Knights start navigating through some of that. Now they're starting to get the fast pushes to work, and again, they're stacking their abilities nicely to really pave ways forward. And so I'm curious what things will be here for X. Looks like they're again going to try to get aggressive out long B. Early showers control focus here from Knights, however.
Scanning ahead.
It's this bathroom play again. It's been so good for them. They get so much information. A free alt orb on top of it as well for Ziff. That showstopper around the corner will be very helpful. Trailblazer finds nothing, but does at least get the intel that no one's at the back of the site. They're all clumped together. 3 players stuck in the lamps, but it's Aaron that kicks off the round with a kill.
Yeah, he's so often been able to put up a good fight at short A in some of these rounds. Able to do so yet again here. Looking for more right now as he gets some damage off. And even in the grab well, finds a frag, and PCJ mops up, and well, Vince, that is a whole different ball game this time around. XSET completely crushed Knights' push.
Yeah, it's just such a beautiful round from XSET right after a tactical timeout as well. We saw them have a very successful one a couple of days ago as well and really bring the game back from the brink. They've given themselves an excellent opportunity to bridge this towards a 6-6 scoreline, but they do have to go through another rifle round from PK first, and a couple players all very close to their ults as well.
And it's certainly true. Economy low for both teams right now, actually, so this round could be a potential swing round, as Abram does drop the Viper's Pit on short A for control early. Trying to deter Knights from wanting to go that direction, allows XSET to play the 3-man defense at long. Def, though, stuck in the corner. Gonna eat a shock dart there, kind of avoids it, and actually gets the headshot on the gangsta. Ban does get the trade, but also takes some heat along the way. Now getting pushed down by the Owl Drone. He's trying just to survive here, making sure he's not gonna get pushed. Moombot clears out Hookah in the meantime, but we have ourselves a 4-on-4, and Knights want to back down, and oh, this timing is great because now XSET's cleared B.
Timing is so good, but PK are getting a move on. They're not playing slowly. Now they're starting to slow down the pace a little bit.
Oh my god, they're all going long. This just allows the free flank here from Cryo and BCJ through short, through market. This could get crushed, Vince. They are so well timed on this rotation. This one-way's blocking showers.
Yeah, this is looking brutal. Once those toxins clear, we could see an explosive play outside. They do still have Sky, so one of those guiding lights should be available. Maybe if it's perfectly placed, things could get interesting. Snakebite down. Another one. Behind it, they're stacking up the util. And although there's a guiding light, there's paint shells in their face. They have been stalled and stymied for so long here. It does not look doable. It does not look likely, but they're going to explode out now with Zip, who at least gets one, but there's the rotation. And this round is a done deal. Beautiful. Flank from XSET yields the round.
Yeah, Cryo and BCJ getting that flank timing off at B at just the right time. And again, they were benefiting from Knights not having any presence at short because they were just trying to bypass the Viper's Pit. So they wanted to focus their attack through showers so they could plant outside of where that pit was controlling the map. But, I mean, just the way that flank comes in, they have no fallback option. It's covered by BCJ and Cryo. And they're getting stalled out at showers with the one-way poison orb, snake bite, paint shell, you name it. It got thrown their way. And they just get minced by the bullets of XSET. As XSET are looking to try to tie this thing up before we transition sides. And now Knights take their tactical pause. What adjustment do they want to make?
It's a very good question, because I feel like they've done so much in this half. Yeah. It's been a really exciting game of Valorant so far, thoroughly enjoyable. I think both teams can hold their heads high. But it kind of goes back to what you said before, Dust, that it's not like XSET are going to slow down the pace once the roles are reversed. Their attack side is pretty formidable as well.
Yeah, absolutely. XSET's been able to, you know, put up 7 or more attacking rounds pretty regularly throughout the last couple of months when they've played this map.
Jeez, mate.
So I think that if they can get to 6, they'll feel pretty confident that they can get a win from there. Meanwhile, you know, Knights have had a couple of slips at times defensively. They had a couple of times where they were only able to put up 5 defensive rounds. Even a couple of games that they lost in January and November, they only got 3 defensive rounds. So they've at times had some weaknesses recently on the defense. So it is something to consider here as we get to our final round of this half.
They'll be trying to put that into the deep recesses of their minds and focus on the task at hand, and that is taking a 7-5 half. They are going to have to get it done with not too much, though. They've got the Showstopper available in Zif's hands, but there are some Spectres on the battlefield as well for the attackers, and they're deciding to try and push past these toxins that Aaron is putting in consistently. Snakebite down, Toxic screen, and also a Poison Cloud, but they're going to get up close, but they don't check their close angle. It's only 1 kill that Aaron can post up.
Yeah, but it buys a little bit more time for the rotation, at least. Showstopper from Ziff. He gets hit, though, in midair. Only now 2 HP and unable to land the rocket, trying to put that utility down to U-Haul, at least try to get that control for his team. But second goes up and over with the judge. Catches Scuba. Gank's at least able to respond, and he will get the plant. Or will he? Death swings at just the right time.
Beautiful timing, and now Frosty is stuck out in no man's land, and he has been perforated by BCJ's Phantom. And that's going to do it for our first half. Stay tuned, guys. We'll see who picks up the first map of our...
Pistol round won by Knights, but XSET were quick to disrupt, and then a little bit of a back-and-forth affair in the mid-half, but XSET closed strong with 3 in a row to keep the game tied. Now we switch onto their attacking side, which has been often quite strong. And then again, this double duelist tip of the spear that XSET have can be very potent. See them looking to put that focus on B here pretty early, Vince. They are watching for the short A push, but they're certainly looking to try to get some work done here at B.
Oh, great counter flash. And the snake bite on top of it actually forcing back. The Bad takes a lot of damage here as well. He just about survives, but he's down to super low HP.
Yeah, the one agent that he can't heal is himself, so he's just going to have to suck it up on that one. Throw a little dirt on it, as us Americans would say in sports. As the Owl Drone comes out here with BCJ. Oh, hi there. Spot span in Hookah pushes him off. They don't know about the Viper being under the window, but it's all a feint anyhow. They're going to come into a vulnerable A site, Vince. It's just showers being maintained by Knights. They have nothing else.
It darts into the Cloudburst for the plant, but bomb actually, the spike was on BCJ. The paint shells tossed in with a Gravwell. Utility has disrupted, but will not stop the spike, which is getting planted down right now from BCJ.
Nope.
Decides to come off it, and they think, nah, you know what? It's fine. You've over-rotated. We're going to go ahead and take B site for free.
They left Aaron here, though. Vince, if he cut off these rotations, he spots 2 of them from U-Haul. Now he's just slowing them down. Isn't going to have to commit to the fight fully. Now Def, he's also the snake in the grass, slipping in through showers, but he's just not landing his shots. Knights are surviving it all, but they are killing Clock, and Zekin maintains Hookah control.
Exactly. They're slowing this down so much. And now look at this. They're all clumped together, all from the CT side, all stuck in the hallway. That claustrophobic environment may prove to be their final resting place, their tomb, but instead they just rush straight out, and Knights are getting nothing but headshots. Cryo, who's been the hero so many times for XSET, has got to go above and beyond. A bit labored, but still gets 2 kills, and a 3rd as well, and he could very well clutch this, but the defenders have it done, and Frosty will stand his ground to deliver a 4K.
Yeah, at the end of the day, while Crow was popping domes, the spike was not planted for him, and so Knights could just stick it. The only thing that really could have stopped them was if Def could have got there a little bit quicker to peek the diffuser, but it was a little late to the party. I like what XSET were going for there. It's just unfortunate that Aaron and Def were unable to get any frags. While they did kill some Clock, it still allowed Knights to gather up and rotate, and Def wound up being, again, just a little bit out of position in the end. Good thought. Just didn't quite execute it fully. But they are looking to play spoiler again here, Vince, in round number 2. Again, those marshals are out. It worked for them in the first half.
XSET's thrifty rounds seem like a real sight to behold. I'm sure that Knights, though, will be treading very carefully here and know what's coming up. Guiding Light also did connect, so they have a bit of information that B Long was at least engaged on B4. Trailblazer gets nullified instantly, but again, it's that intel, and it allows Knights to stack 2 players up in close proximity.
And the Marshals had to be able to find a good duel in order to be able to tee off. Again, we see Knights forfeiting A site in order to hold Showers control, and that's totally fine. You know, if you're calculating that you may have to kind of retake A back, but you're maintaining a foothold, then there's no issue there. As Gangsta fends off 1, now Cryo gets caught, able to tailwind away, but takes a lot of damage. And XSET have been whittled down severely on 2 of their players and still haven't really gained any map control. Now they're out of desperation, will come up short A.
Yeah, they're doing it so slowly, though. This rotation through on the defense spawn is going to be there in time. They do think better of it as one player now goes to rotate back over onto B. Now all the gunfire is coming out. The paint shell's going to get tossed in for good measure. Ziff getting 1. Probably not good enough, though, considering the low HP on a number of these players. And they're just slowly whittling away with the Spectre. 10 seconds to play with. Paint shells gets replenished and tossed back out again. And Def has everything up against him, including the time. And Frosty will put him out of his misery. This time, the Thrifty does not come into play. And the Marshals do very little work.
Indeed they do. But the cool thing about that is XSET didn't invest so much where they still couldn't full buy here. I mean, those marshals are relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things if you're not buying a bunch of abilities or armor to go with it. And so they're still able to get full rifles. Zekken able to get the Bulldog, which is still very powerful. And Knights are on the bonus of pretty much just Spectres. And so they're going to have to try to do something a little bit assertive to try to force some close quarters battles, try to get the most out of them. It's going to be a short A press, it seems. That's their intention. We'll see how XSET handle it.
Sat back for the time being. Aaron wants action. Gets what he's looking for. Ban instantly pushed back. They're not going to give up the pace, though. They're going to push straight in. That's going to be to their detriment. They lose 3 players. It could be a 4th. Very well played by Cryo to tailwind outside of that boombox radius. Keeps him alive, but also deals a fatal damage to Gangster. And that will put it down to a 1-on-4. Timing unlucky for Zekken, but goes for the repeat. Can XSET, well, they deal with that bonus without too many problems.
No, not at all. Aaron picks up on it pretty quickly, makes the right moves. He's got Cryo covering his showers, and they pretty much played it as perfectly as you could. But now it comes down to the full buy for both squads. Now we have to see what both teams are working with here. And Aaron will be able to get a Vandal here, so they're all fully bought up. Frosty does have Cosmic Divide available. And I'm curious if PK are still going to keep prioritizing the showers control and kind of keep using that as a pivot point.
Revealing area.
We'll have to wait and see and find out the answer to that question, but it's going to be nothing but B long push right now. Boombot slightly off on the trajectory. Gets forced away from going in. Guiding Light connects, but doesn't really have any follow-up damage available from the Knight, so a bit of a stalemate, but already XSET taking a lot of map control up on this B side.
Yeah, true, but Knights have also taken Hookah, so it's not like they've given everything up. They're maintaining a foothold, just like they did on Showers in the previous round. So I like how Knights are finding ways to avoid trouble by pivoting into other areas and making sure that they have some type of foundation to play from, even if they're losing. But now Cryo gets that entry onto Hookah, and now things change. Scuba gets blindsided. Frosty, though, that's a big frag to keep it a 3-on-3, but now he's low on health, but he's not done yet, Vince. That's a huge second frag from him. Finally, Air responses him and gets it to a 2-on-2. We'll drop the Viper Spit.
Yeah, Frosty did so much work, though, to keep his team in this one. If he fell at the first hurdle, this would pretty much be a done deal. As it stands, it's still up for grabs. Viper's Pit, as you say, affords him the luxury of the spike plant. And depth up in the Hookah is hoping for an opportunity, but the timing on his movement could not have been worse. And he gets punished. Aaron just playing around the side of the pit, though. Showstopper in. Ziff is looking for that prey. Tickles the spike, wants to draw Aaron out into the open. Aaron's not falling for this right now, but still gets hit by the Showstopper. He checked so many angles, he knew there was only a couple left remaining. And that rocket straight to the dome will have PK taking a 9th.
Yeah, that's a big round from Knights. Again, I liked how they just maintained some control of something. Even if Long B was taken, they kept Hookah for a while. Even though those players did eventually get cleared out. It was just such a great hold from Frosty on site. Those kills were massive. Even with low HP, he gets that second kill before Aaron puts him out. And then the 2v2 death falls from Hookah. And so Knights just win their key duels there to get the win and keep themselves out in front. There is still a buy possible from XSET because Cryo does have the Blade Storm, so they pretty much have a full buy here still.
Blade Storm has already been punched in. Now looking to get mobile into the showers are the Knights. Again, Cryo picks up the pace behind that boom bot. There is a snake bite down. Needs to be careful, but has already bypassed that into the lamps.
Does dodge those shock darts nicely. Again, here's the problem though, if you're XSET. You know that they still have showers, and so it gets really tricky trying to get a safe plan in when you know that you can get attacked from heaven, you know, from the lower side, as well as still maybe getting poked at from showers. I mean, that's a problem. And now Ziff even pushes out and gets a frag, and I mean, this just gets even tougher now on XSET to try to just find an opening, feel comfortable on the site. Big kill from Cryo, though.
Well, that helps tremendously. Now that CT side has been taking control over, he can go into heaven. Spike also gets planted down, and BCJ is going back, but Ban is here. The freebie, I say the freebie, but he actually gets taken down somehow, some way, and that will allow them safe passage towards that second player. Zekken deals with the Viper. And now suddenly Knights are in a lot of trouble. It's gone from bad to worse. Zeken's paint shells finishes off Frosty, and Ziff has to bypass the spike, but Aaron is there with the Phantom to deal with him. Except bring it back to a 1-round deficit.
And basically their solution to not having showers is knowing that there's going to be less people flanking, less people rotating, because showers is being maintained by the couple of players. And so Cryo decides, okay, I'll just take Heaven then. And that gives us something. Yeah, you keep showers, but now we have Heaven. We got Spike down. We were able to smoke off showers to ensure that that was going to happen. And so they kind of navigate the situation pretty well. And now Knights have to come into this with just Sheriffs. Full rifle buyout for XSET. Couple of alts to boot as well. Zekken does have the Showstopper Hunter's Fury available for BCJ. No alts for Knights. And so this is a great opportunity for XSET to tie this thing up, Vince.
I think we've seen two teams playing at a very high level here.
Poison orb emitted.
Very few mistakes. A lot of big moments, big plays. And this game of chess unfolding, we've seen XSET and PK have their fair share of blunders and success when it comes to that long B side and the middle side as well. BCJ goes on the prowl for a bit of information and does find it with the Aldro, and they know that Hookah is completely vacant at this point.
Yeah, it was an early A stack on Knights. I mean, you can't blame them. You have to gambling around like this when you're on a low economy, but now they're making the rotation. As they were feeling that pressure into Hookah, so they know that that's where XSET's kind of setting up shop, so they're going to make those early rotations. So they're in the best position they could be to try to handle this despite the low firepower.
Cloud bursts onto the site as Cryo's taking point, but he takes a lot of damage, and that paint shell gets finished off as well by Gangster, splattered by the Sheriff. And Scuba had the angle, but as soon as the clouds just cleared, so did his life. Aaron with 3, and it's going to be a fairly straightforward round to XSET. It was looking a little bit dicey when they ran into that crossfire, but they managed to come out pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, they only lost Cryo. I thought XSET were going to be in a lot of trouble, but they picked up on the rest of the kills pretty quickly. They were really quick to react on the positioning that Knights had on the site. You know, yeah, Cryo goes down, but that's a small price to pay for the victory and maintaining 4 weapons. They still have their ults available as well. Didn't have to spin them there, but Viper's Pit is available for Knights to control short A early. That's how they want to choose to use it, unless they want to save it for retake. They also have the Seekers, which could be big.
There's the Pit out on short A. I just want to lock this one down. Allows them to stack B side a little bit more fervently. But Zekken throwing in that boombot's going to get the information that the left side is clear for now. Nebula in his eyes, though, will force him away. And that information does have an expiry date on it.
Yeah, Zekken, though, pulls out the Showstopper, using it to just make sure he can firmly control Hookah position. May even look to entry, trying to hop over Seeker with the satchel, but gets caught instead. Frosty with a big headshot. That's slowing XSET down. They're now even deterred from progressing even more forward. They're actually backing off to A. They're going to try to go showers and bypass the Pit. They've left Cryo here to try to continue to maybe wreak some havoc, try to keep these B defenders interested, but if he's not careful... Oh! Has he... Oh, he needed that frag. But he still gets Sky!
Yeah, he knew from the trajectory that Sky had to be around the elbow position, and now Cryo's going to keep 2 players over here. It allows the rest of the team now from XSET to push onto the A site, and they've dealt with the Viper. That Viper's Pit is now down. Cosmic Divide has been initiated onto the A side of the map. Although there's Nebula's down in heaven, Gangster could maybe try and push past that, but he has to wait for the cavalry to arrive, and it is now from the spawn side of the defenders. 3-play-3 here. This is anybody's round.
It really is. That Cosmic Divide, though, is making this retake a lot more difficult, though they are able to get into U-Haul and start getting into short A, so they can kind of start getting around that wall. Def and BCJ still playing from there. Aaron's still playing inside. He does have Snake Bites and the Orb to try to decay and damage a diffuser.
Oh, this is looking like it's just been punched in. XSET are looking to take this one and get double digits first. Gangster, though, is going to keep the dream alive. Tickling the spike, trying to draw the players out, but be careful what you wish for, because the man base from UK will come from behind and snatch your life away. XSET take the lead once more.
And once more, Knights on the back foot economically. A chance for Knights to continue. And yeah, the Trailblazer does not spot Cryo. While he misses his chance, I love his reaction. He misses his chance on the first intro on A site when he realizes, oh, wait a second. Ban is vulnerable. and gets in there, gets the kill, and then holds 2 players in place for a good amount of time, really. It really freed up XSET to get A control. So, big play from Cryo. And again, an eco out of Knights, a chance for XSET to extend the lead.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, high game IQ there. Missing one opportunity, but where one door's closed, another will open. Beautiful recon bolt in towards Hookah. Finds that intel. Boombot behind it. Snakebite did stop him from pushing in, but Paint Shell's behind it as well. Frosty may be in trouble here. A lot of damage inflicted, but more importantly, he's stuck in that angle. Cryo through the box. Stray bullet straight to Gangster will allow XSET that advantage, and it's just gone from bad to worse. 2 players now fall in quick succession.
Okay, I was about to ask you how is Frosty still alive, but now he's gone. He survived so much, though, to be fair. He survived the Boombot, a Paint Shell, a Shock Dart. He was still going. BCJ makes sure they can't get a weapon. That's smart stuff. Does have Spike, though, so if he gets caught, could be trouble. That was the other issue. As Scuba will get the Phantom, but he can't really hold the Spike. He's going to get double pushed through market. He'll leave. Spike will get reclaimed. Now he's just trying to make a play. Is Mike getting behind them, Vince? This could still be huge from Scuba. I think Aaron is watching out for this potential play.
30 seconds left.
Surely not. Knights from nowhere have actually got a chance. Not much time. Ziff gets spotted, but has a satchel charge. Also, the Paint Shells needs to connect one of these shots right now. Paint Shells out. They have to deal with this threat. They finally get it done, but it's bought up enough time for Scuba to feasibly pull this one off. Through the toxic screen, he's going to make a move.
I think he's been spotted, though, and they planted for back hall side of the container, so not really a way in for Scuba. Cryo will finish the job. 11-9 for XSET. A little bit more labor than they were probably hoping for, I would say. They probably thought they'd get that a little bit cleaner, considering that they had Frosty pinned for so damn long, and Hookah and Cryo gets a spam kill up short A. Like, you're just thinking, all right, this is going to be a wax, but Scuba made a round out of that. But now here comes their buyback, Vince, and this is kind of their last chance. This is it for this map, as far as Knights are concerned. And again, this was their pick. This is where they thought they would get something, and Breeze is up next, and I mean, Breeze has been a hit or miss map, if I'm honest, for Knights. They've lost their last couple of games in a row. They haven't really had like a stable winning streak on that map. And then you look over at XSET, and they have been just pummeling teams on Breeze over the last couple of months. So need to be careful here.
Hey, this is hanging by a very thin thread, and they know it, hence the tactical timeout. They know how much rests on this round. Not just this map, potentially the entire grand finals. Their lion's share of $50,000 on the line, the trophy, the bragging rights. All comes down to this. The last 3 days have been building to this moment, and it hasn't been the greatest day on Bind. Yes, they've played well, don't get me wrong. The XSET have just been that little step quicker. Now we're about to find out what the Knights are going to throw into this round. Let's have a look at their opening start. 3 players on A, 2 on B. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, big thing helping XSET here is that they're going to have a couple of big ults in play. Yes, If has a showstopper. Crow has Bladestorm. They also have Viper Spit for post plant. So if they can get control of something, it's going to be hard for Knights to fight back. A little bit of exchange over here early at B, but nothing too crazy.
Take flight.
Aldrone looking for that intel. Won't find anything just yet. Did just catch a glimpse of Sky. And Cryo's going in again, but Scuba, he's there.
That was really smart.
Away.
Really good. He knew that he wasn't tagged and tried to get in there and disrupt things. Good Viper Spit from Aaron. Actually puts it deep into back halls, interestingly enough. Not for the plant. So that's going to make it even harder now for Knights to feel comfortable pushing through back halls in. They're now spending a lot as they put the Aldrone and Boombot out there just to try to get out, but they're not really gaining much from it.
This is such a sick Viper Spit, man. As he said, it's made them scramble. They had the advantage, but it kind of feels like they're at a massive disadvantage right now. However, Scuba, once again, Ziff the Meemaw, putting that showstopper around the corner, and Frosty comes and finishes it off. It's all on depth right now as his teammates falling around him, and he's got 4 players to find a frag. Already half of that defuse comes into play. He's given his position away, and he will be drilled where he stands. The Knights get the successful retake, and XSET spent a lot in that round.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Viper Spit and Bladestorm both got used there. Cryo doesn't get anything on his push, and the Viper Spit certainly made it back halls a tough option. Knights were able to swing elbow and get a couple of big kills and kind of just bypass the pit, honestly, altogether. And so as it stands, Knights hang around. Op available for Ziff. They have not seen that yet on the XSET side of things. They've not faced an op yet. So this might catch them off guard a little bit, especially with Ziff playing at this off angle at short A.
Does this go checked? Do they have anything to deal with this? No. Free kill, but it does get traded at least. Yeah, that's really important. They get a 1-for-1.
That's the disadvantage of not having a flasher on your team, is you can't flash a corner and push that guy off. You just have to swing it. And they lost a player because of it, but at least Zekin's able to trade in ganks. I think will get spotted here inside the corner. It's going to give some nice intel to XSET, who get into lamps and get that as well. And XSET actually have a firm grasp now of this A side, Vince.
Yeah, Zekin getting the kill on lamps, not just the frag, but also being able to hold his forward position is so integral for his teammates. Allows them to divide and conquer the rest of this site. And they still haven't dealt with showers. They know that Sova is around there. There's the owl drone just came out, which they've dealt with. But this kill is so impactful for Depth. He's able to lock down the back. And in doing so, the Knights are in real trouble. Gangster needs to have another phenomenal round. And he's walking over utility. Ban in the meanwhile gets traded out in lamps. And there's BCJ holding it down, giving XSET 2 map points in our adversary's pick.
I can't tell you how vital it was for XSET not to allow Ziff to get that op pick for free. Zekin was so quick on the trigger to get that trade back. And they were so quick to find out Gangster's position, take Lamp's control with another big entry, and basically solidify full control of the A site and have all their ankles covered. And now Zekin has Showstopper available. And while Scuba has Viper's Pit to maybe stop any type of short A push, XSET really seemed to have the momentum here.
Standing ahead.
Viper's Pit instantly, same position as last time on A short. But again, Zekin not slowing down, does get a bit of damage onto Ziff as well. Showstopper out, Ziff should be a goner. Actually survives, that looked dead on. Somehow survives and runs away to elbow.
Yeah, I am shocked that that rocket didn't connect for a little bit more damage than that. Good kill from Frosty as well onto BCJ now, and he's not done. He's just teeing off. Cryo trying to fight back. He is on the site, but he's isolated from his teammates, and he's got low HP. I don't know how they find their way out of this, to be honest. I mean, Crowd's just stuck in no man's land, basically.
Oh, and Scuba's going to have the freebie as well from the back. Snakebite to make sure no re-engage from that area. That's also incredibly low. They get the timing onto Scuba. Can hear the footsteps as he backs away, but you know the Cryo stuck on the site. I haven't seen anything to do with the spike. Cryo on 30 HP is making this possible. Yes, he should go down to the hands of Frosty. The timing is going to be so important.
Oh
he does
God.
get 2, and Depth comes back with one of his own. They somehow pulled the rabbit out the hat. It's not done just yet, but XSET could take this round and the map still.
Yeah, Death's low on health, though. That's the only real problem, but at least he has a little bit of an idea where Scuba could be coming from, because that's the guy who is causing all the threats on that Fountain's flank. But again, Death in a straight-up gunfight in trouble. I don't think he has any stars available to disrupt this defuse, so it's all going to come down to gunplay.
40 HP against the full shebang from his adversary, Scuba. Coming around that corner, finds Scuba. The spray was narrowly off, but it was enough of